Welcome to Redvee TV. It is Challenge Cup quarter-final weekend. I'm glad to say that Kev has returned from his sabbatical last week, missing Castleford. Ably stood in for by David Rigby, who joined us after the game and probably did as good a job as you normally do. So, have you got much to add?
No.
Brilliant. That's 2 words. That's 2 words less than Darryl Powell decided to offer.
No, I managed to catch a game on Sky. Work commitments meant I couldn't make it over to Castleford. David did a great job on Redvee TV. I think it should be said that people are allowed to come on Redvee TV, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not just me and you.
It ends with me and you because nobody else will come on.
Yeah.
Camera shine, St. Helens.
But yeah, I thought it was a good game. We spoke about it potentially being tight in the preview. But we were clinical, weren't we?
Yeah, there was a little bit of a worry for me. I think I said in the preview that we could potentially see it as a bit of a banana skin and come away from it looking back going, at least we won the cup game there. But as it was, we were just ruthless as ever. By the time that Ben Barber went off, Castleford got a couple of late tries. The game was already won. The queue was on the rack. Yeah, Castleford did have a couple of opportunities in that first half, but a couple of them opportunities were stopped by great defence.
Yeah, absolutely. I was impressed defensively and going forward, and I think the only time, as you say, that we did look off the pace was when Barber went off, and I don't think that's because Ben Barber was off. I think it was just literally the reshuffle, and it's very easy saying, well, Lomax is used to playing there, Farge is used to playing at 6, but all of a sudden it's a change from the plan. And I think, as you say, we were just, well, this game's wrapped up and kind of had one eye on this weekend. Yeah,
and we just kind of stood off in defence a little bit, just tried to keep it essentially in a line.
Yeah.
And Castleford started throwing the ball about, a bit like the Harlem Globetrotters, and got a couple of like, what, garbage time tries, as I like to call them. Listen, Saints have been notorious over the years. We used to do lots of handicap bets over the years, Saints by -20 or whatever. We'd be tonking someone at home,
yeah,
and then we just go off the boil and concede 2 or 3 tries. So
it
is what it is.
Yeah.
Right, looking forward to this weekend. Massive cup weekend in the Challenge Cup. The head coach has named pretty much a full strength squad, 21 women. Mark Brennan for the women. He'll be looking to build on the last game against the Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great performance against the Leeds Rhinos down at Thatto Heath. But it's going to be a slightly different proposition. Hull Championship rather than Women's Super League. And it being played at Langtree. Totally Wicked. I'll get my wrist slapped for that by the club. The Totally Wicked Stadium. It's going to be a good experience, I think, for them. It looks a pretty much full strength team. I've noticed a couple of names might have missed out from what we're used to, but it might be a good opportunity for them to give people a run out and kind of just see how they go. I think Saints will be expected to win this.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of questions about like whether they be overawed playing at the stadium or whatever. This isn't anything that's new to a lot of these women. Obviously, they played at Odsal earlier in the season, which is a massive arena in itself. Many of them have played in grand finals for the likes of Thatto Heath before Saints adopted them. So they've played in big games before. So the stadium, it isn't going to overawe them. It's a lot for a lot of the girls. They'll have played on similar stages before. What will be good is to see a Saints crowd getting in early backing them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great initiative that if you buy the ticket for the women's game, you get the men's game for free after it. Yeah. Kind of like the main event, and then it's followed up by a bit of an undercard with the men's team playing.
Yeah. Listen, once you've seen Faye Gaskin and Roxy Muir and Chantel Crowell and Williams in the centres, Ben Barber's nothing really after that. But it's a strange one, isn't it? We've played some of the Super League games and we've put, I think, 50 odd on the York City Knights. We put a big score on Fev. It'd be easy to overlook and think, do you know what, we're playing Hull as a championship side, but I think I've seen an interview with one of the girls this week and they basically said Hull are a completely unknown quantity. Yes, they've started off in the championship, but they beat Widnes last weekend. So it's going to be interesting, and they can't just be overlooked, can they? Because obviously that's when upsets can happen.
Exactly. If they go out with the same attitude that they've had for this season in the Super League, Saints should be fine. Because they've got the ability. There's the effort there. there's the defence, as we saw, because that game, the Leeds game, went down to the very last minute.
It's good as defence as I've seen from any Saints side,
yeah,
male or female this season.
Exactly. So if they go in with the right attitude, and you'd say the same for the men's team, if we go in with the right attitude, there's no reason why they can't just play the natural game and kind of take the game to Hull.
So that's 12:45 kickoff. The turnstiles are open early, so fans can get in and get the double helping of rugby league this Sunday. And hopefully both Saints sides will come away with a victory. So we'll move on to the men's team. Justin Holbrook is named a pretty much unchanged 19.
Yeah.
Is there going to be any change from that Castleford side? I just can't see.
Yes.
There is?
Yeah. Adam Swift drop out, Tommy Makinson back in. I think Swift will be unlucky if that happens, but that's the only change I can see being made.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see that too.
Swift was on a bit of a hiding to nothing against Castleford.
Yeah.
Great assist for Barber's try with me tongue in my cheek, but he was in that corner where you could just see the sun was in his eyes, and
it was unfair, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Whoever played on that wing was going to get hammered.
Yes, exactly right.
You don't really want that your first game coming back, but
you know what?
Would I leave it unchanged? If it wasn't Tommy Makinson, yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I just think...
do you know what? That completely slipped my mind, because obviously I said it was an unchanged 19, and then I realised, Makinson didn't play, did he?
Yeah. But I can see... To be honest...
You know what? That's a compliment to Adam Swift.
Yeah.
The fact that I can turn around and say unchanged 17, because he didn't look out of place.
Exactly.
None of them
and you know what? If Tommy was given another week off, I wouldn't argue with the team.
Do you bring... And is it Adam Swift who will lose his place? Or will it be Regan Grace? You could, not being funny, you could put... Makinson's, yes, your first choice, but you could put Swift and Grace in a hat and pick one out. And
yeah, you could do.
You can't really split our wingers, they're all playing well.
I think Grace has definitely stepped up. I know we've been accused of having a go at Grace. There
was a comment on the YouTube channel after the
catch.
It was after Magic, wasn't it? It was after Magic saying, why are you getting on Regan's back? I think it was off his mum. And so I had to watch the video back, and it was like, we didn't.
Yeah.
We said he played well.
That's it. Listen,
can't please everyone all the time.
Well, we'll
have our fan club badges on next week.
We'll turn around and we'll give our opinions on stuff, and it's a case of, well, if we think that someone is on the cusp of being dropped, we'll say it, won't we? So
I don't think we're that outlandish.
No, I don't.
I'm trying to be.
Well, maybe we should be.
Yeah, drop Ben Barb. Send him back to Australia. It's not good enough.
Let's not be silly.
So that's the men's game covered. Hull, a lot of injuries.
They've got Albert Kelly back though. That's a big one. If he plays, that's a massive one for them. Him coming back in, because he's like the elusive, the one who makes things happen for him. But yeah, they're missing quite a few. I think I'm going to give exactly the same talk as I have just done about the women's team. If we go in with the right attitude, the professionalism of thinking, right, let's get our jobs done,
we win every time.
We should do. We should be able to put, and that's no disrespect to Hull. It's just the fact that they've got that many injuries.
Do you know what? I don't think I'll be saying anything that a Hull fan watching this will disagree with. I don't think any Hull fan will be coming to Totally Wicked on Sunday expecting a victory. If they get one, it'd be an absolute massive surprise for them. But it's the cup, isn't it? And anything can happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We can get somebody sent off for a high shot first tackle, and we're down to 12 for 80 minutes.
Yeah.
And so that's why anything can happen.
Yeah.
And do you know what? That's why we turn up every week.
Yeah.
Other news in rugby league this week: the Challenge Cup semi-finals are going to be played at the Macron Stadium in Bolton. Good to see they're doing something different. The RFL. They're only going to have to pay one set of stadium fees for the weekend.
Yeah.
Disappointment for me is that we're renting out a football stadium rather than keeping it to grounds that have been built specifically for rugby league and keeping it in the sport. But that being said, it's a double header. So you'll have 3 well-supported teams there and Catalan.
Yeah.
We're filming this on Friday before the Leeds game. I tell you what, I don't want to look stupid in a couple of hours' time, but that Leeds side I've just seen, the 17, could give that Leeds team a run tonight, especially if we've been at Fev. But anyway, yeah, so it's at the Macron. I don't think it's going to have the same atmosphere as a Magic Weekend.
Oh no, definitely not.
Especially if, well, you're going to have one of Wigan and Warrington and...
Yeah, I'm hoping they're not trying to make it into another Magic Weekend as well. Challenge Cup semi-finals are one of them horrible games in the season where obviously if you win it, you're through to a final. If you lose it, it's what might have been. And you sat there and you gutted going home because that trip to Wembley is on the cards.
See, strangely for me, if I was going to lose a game, I'd rather lose a semi than a final.
I'd rather be in the final because anything can happen in the cup, like you just said.
Well, yeah, but if we were going to lose one game, it'd be the semi. But that being said, essentially, if we beat Hull, everyone is going to want to play Catalan, aren't they?
I'd have thought so. Although Catalan are coming into some decent form.
Well, to be fair, if Lee got through, I'd sooner play Lee. I'd sooner play Catalan than Lee.
Yeah. Well, Lee could go into it.
Because that would be like nothing to lose, and it's like a massive cup final, and obviously the Kieran Cunningham factor coming back to try and haunt us.
But I saw a tweet off a Hull fan actually bemoaning the fact that it was at the Macron and said that the flat cap non-travellers get a bus ride to the game. Why is it not being held in Yorkshire?
They're always held in Yorkshire.
Well, he was arguing that the KCOM, is that what they call it these days, should have been used. Listen, it's on the far side of the country. If
it's got to be a neutral stadium as well.
Well, so he's already he said if Hull don't get through. So if Hull don't get through, if it's Catalan, Leeds,
if it's
Saints and Wigan.
If it's Catalan, Wigan. If it's Saints, Lee, Wigan.
Yeah.
And Catalan, why would you send everybody to Hull?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you go?
Have you tried using that M62 lately?
Yeah. Bit of a strange one, but.
And lastly, for the massive shock of the week, Dennis Betts has got his P45. Shocked?
No, yes, actually. No, I'm going to go with yeah. The only reason is I think Widnes's problems go further than Dennis Betts. And I thought him and James Rule were going to be kind of like the inseparable couple. So I'm going to stick with yeah. I thought he'd have seen the season out because he's used to getting them through them qualifiers.
I'm shocked it's taken so long, but at the end of the day, could he do much more with the tools that he's had?
Well, that's it. I mean, Widnes fans will no doubt, if they see this, get onto it and be able to tell us better than we know. I know that if you look at social media, they don't like either of them. Would it surprise you to see Betts at Wigan in some capacity?
I'd love him as head coach. Could you see Wayne Bennett and Dennis Betts taking over there as a couple?
At Wigan?
I know that Wayne Betts has been linked.
Where Wayne Bennett doesn't want to leave.
I say Wayne Betts. Wayne Betts. Wayne Betts would be a weird one.
He doesn't want to leave Oslo. That's the issue. And that's
maybe he could just do it like Huddersfield were doing with Wolford, Skyping the training sessions. And Dennis Betts could be there with his gravelly voice saying, "Oh lads," that's not like.
That's to end it right there. The worst Dennis Betts impression I've ever heard. Brilliant.
Can't say much more there, can we?
No. Leave it.
Right. Like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you Sunday.
12:45 kick-off.
Yeah.
Ladies' game.
We might get an Instagram reaction after that one.
Yeah.
Might get it up before the men's game starts. But yeah, we'll do both. We'll have coverage of the women's game and the men's game on Sunday. And we'll be doing obviously the Instagram reactions post-game. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Way over 700 subscribers on YouTube now. And we're nearly at 150,000 views, which is an achievement in itself. Oh, before we go, big thanks to 4020 magazine for the article this week, complimenting obviously Redvee and Redvee TV and the work we did with the Wigan Fan TV in the prior build-up to the Good Friday game. It was great to do it with them guys, and hopefully we'll repeat it. And it's great to see that fan media does have a little bit of a place to play, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he said it well, where if you want something to do, people do actually go out, and people bemoan rugby league media, but I'm sure all different clubs have got their own websites, and hopefully people can get on the back of it and do something similar. For
me, it's a chance to see what fans of other clubs are thinking as well, not just what Sky tell us if to fit it, but yeah. Right, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we'll see you Sunday. I can't even do it. See you later.